Greetings and happy Monday, everyone. I wanted to go over this week's announcements and reminders. So, as always, make sure each week that you review the syllabus and the course calendar. The descriptions of the assignments are pretty well described in the course syllabus. Also, this week's discussion video. This is discussion video. This is weekly discussion video 4. So, can I believe that we're already in the 4th week of classes? We're a month in, and you all are doing a bang-up job on the course material. So, keep up the good work. I am thoroughly enjoying your discussions and the thoughtfulness that you all and the hard work that you're placing into the readings and the thoughtfulness of your discussion. So, this week is week 4. Make sure that your discussion leader posts the video as well as the PowerPoint in your group's discussion board. Okay, so in your individual learning communities discussion board, and make sure that you label it according to what's in the announcement, which is week 4 virtual discussion video. Okay. I sent out week 2 feedback yesterday, actually this morning. I sent out this morning. So make sure that you all read through that. I tried very much to address some of the questions that you all had. And so just make sure that you take the time to read through that. And I sent it via email. Okay, so I'm sending them via email, and I'm addressing all groups collectively in the one email. Okay. Let's see. I'm working on week 3 now, so I'm listening, I'm enjoying, and becoming very enlightened by your discussions. So I'll hopefully have that to you all by the end of this week, if not early next week. And then next week there isn't a virtual discussion. Okay, because we're going to be meeting together, because we're going to be meeting virtually as a group. So I'm going to send out the doodle so that I can identify what day next week that will happen. Let's see. So for your course readings, I've had a couple of requests to release the readings earlier, which is totally fine. There's now a course readings folder in the content folder. And so there are readings released through week 7. I'm working on releasing all of the readings. I hope to have that. I hope to have all the readings released to you all by the end of next week. So the next couple of weeks, I hope to have all the readings made available to you. And that way, y'all can read them ahead of time and be prepared for your discussions. Okay, especially being the next week we don't have a virtual discussion that you all have to do in terms of your group having to submit one, although we're meeting collectively as a class online. So that way you can get ahead in your reading. So this week's readings are the Popham 1999, the Shavelson 2005, and Chapter 16 in the Banks text. The Chapter 16 in Banks is a scanned. It's a scan of that chapter. So all 3 of those can be found in the course readings folder under week 4. So it's going to be content folder, course readings folder, week 4, and then you should have all the readings for week 4 in that folder. Okay. And then the only other couple of things is that we're going to have a Funds of Knowledge activity that I'm going to be doing with you all this Thursday. And so for about 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes of class, somewhere in there, so we can talk a lot, so we can really kind of think about the kinds of knowledge that students are bringing with them. So just as a review, in week 1, we did more of an introduction of the course, just a review of the course material. You all watched the Dr. Rios video, and that was very much about the importance of being culturally responsive and co-constructing knowledge with your students, as Dr. Rios's teacher did with him and his peers, as well as the importance of the role of what it means to be an educator. That role is multifaceted, as you all were able to read more about in the Dewey readings this in week 2. So in week 2, you're learning more about you were learning more about the democratizing of education. What does it mean to have a democracy? The role of education in democracy, and the enfranchisement versus the disenfranchisement, but the enfranchisement of citizens. And that citizenship means to be fully human and fully participant and very much a full participant in society. And the beliefs that Dewey had that really are the underpinnings of that philosophical thought. And he wholeheartedly believed that education and educators are actors in the building up and the creation of independent thinkers and fully able citizens. So that was week 2. Week 3, we delved a little bit where we've delved into dimensions of knowledge, right? So who decides what is knowledge and what's important, and what are those dimensions of knowledge? So what's important to know, and why is it important to know, and who decides that? So in a sense, who are the power brokers of knowledge? Well, very much educators are. As educators, as teachers, we decide what students must learn. And although we have things like TEKS, and we have really important rules, policies, regulations, standards that we're having to teach in our classrooms every day, the way in which they're taught, what's emphasized, comes down to you and me as instructors. And so it's really important to kind of think about the various dimensions of knowledge and the various types of knowledge and various dimensions of knowledge that we experience in terms of our own learning journeys, in terms of what students are currently experiencing, as well as who has the power to decide what's being learned. Okay, and how does that impact the overall development of students? Okay, it goes to assessment in terms of what it's tested for, and so we're going to talk more about assessment a little bit later, and aspects of assessment a little bit later in this course. But that was last week's readings. Okay, so with your readings this week, again there are 3 readings this week, and so that's something that you all will be discussing in your groups, and I very much look forward to those discussions, and really kind of learning more about what your thoughts are about knowing what students know. Okay, and how students are utilizing their own lived experiences, their own funds of knowledge. So that's what leads us into the funds of knowledge activity that we'll be doing on Thursday. Okay, lots of fun. I can't wait to do that with you all. And so there's a video this week about funds of knowledge, and so be sure to watch that and discuss that along with your discussion of the readings. And then lastly, your reflective journal. Okay, you all have been, and I just can't emphasize this enough, because I'm really impressed. Not that I should be, because I know the kind of group of students that we selected for this program, but I am. I'm very much impressed with the level of thought, the critical thinking, the critical awareness that you all have in your discussions of the readings, and I really think that some aspects of what you all are mentioning, discussing, questioning, believing, feeling, should go into your reflective journals. Okay, So again, that's an ongoing assignment, and you have to have minimum of 10 one-page entries. Okay. And that is it for the announcements and reminders for week 4. I cannot believe again we're in week 4, but we are. And as always, time flies, but we are having fun. So I will see you all in class tomorrow. I'm going to try to pop my head in there, but if not, I will definitely see you Thursday. All right. Have a great week. Bye.